Hello and welcome to the Chambers. This video is the start of a 4-part series on the TV show Suits. In each episode, we will analyze the techniques that Harvey Specter uses to be successful in his business.
What can I do for you, Jack?
You can explain to me how the hell you justify making this much money?
Well, if you didn't already, I recommend you watch Suits. Many people feel inspired and motivated to be successful after watching this show. And if you like this series, we would appreciate if you like the video and comment which topics you want us to dive in the next videos. Here are the top 5 unwritten business rules you should learn by Harvey Specter. Number 5. There's always a choice. Sometimes your enemies will use the leverage against you. Maybe you did something shady in the past, or maybe you fell into their trap. But people will strong arm you into making decisions you don't want to make. You will feel like you have absolutely no choice. Well, in that case,
I had a deal.
I'm sorry.
And if next time Lewis asks you to do something that I told you not to do, what then?
I told you that I did not have a choice.
Oh, because he had a gun to your head.
Yes.
And what are your choices if someone puts a gun to your head?
What are you talking about? You do what they say or they shoot you.
Wrong. You take the gun, or you pull out a bigger one, or you call their bluff, or you do any one of 146 other things. If you can't think for yourself, maybe you aren't cut out for this.
what that means is, while it feels like you have no choice but to give in, you must recollect yourself, take a step back and think of a plan, because there's always a way to get out of situations. You need to put up a fight. Maybe the plan consists in finding holes in the leverage against you, or maybe counterattack them with something that you found on them. Here's a quote by Stephen King that I really like. There's always a choice. That's God's way, always will be. Your will is still free. Do as you will. There's no set of leg irons on you, but this is what God wants of you. When choosing, balance it well. Think of what your enemies know and how you can surprise them when they think they have you beat. In conclusion, don't run from it or back down. There's always a way. Number 4. Confidence is your best ally. If you watch 10 minutes of this show, you will see that Harvey is not someone you should mess with. He works at one of the top firms in New York City. His nickname is the best closer or closer, thanks to his ability to sign clients to his law firm. He accomplishes all of this with his confidence. Confidence is one of the most important assets you can have in business. It shows strength, it shows skill, it shows that you will not be easily taken down. All of these traits that are being displayed make Harvey very appealing to his clients. It also tremendously helps him when going into negotiations. If you want to read something about confidence, I suggest you 2 books. The first one is How to Talk to Anyone, 92 Little Tricks for Big Success. And the second one is The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. But you really gotta realize that just reading about confidence isn't gonna actually give you confidence. We could talk about confidence for hours on end, but what you really need to do is go out on your own, figure out your problems, and make confidence your ally. Number 3. Never be bullied by your own clients.
Not like you're asking me to be a party to fraud.
I'm asking you to do your job. Look out for my interests and take me at my word.
If I have reason to believe that you're lying to me, which I do,
The only thing you have reason to believe is that I will fire you if you don't do this for me and then find someone who will.
I'm here to tell you that we stopped the sale.
What did you just say?
We're not taking part in your fraud so you can dump your shitty company.
You son of a bitch, I don't remember giving you a choice.
Well, you did, because your exact words were, do it or you're fired.
Then you're goddamn fired.
You can let us go if you want, but the second you do, we're putting out a press release saying Pearson Specter Lit no longer represents clients we feel are unethical in their divestiture practices.
You can't do that. That's attorney-client privilege.
No, it's not, because we're not going to name you. But you can bet your ass the whole world is going to know who we're talking about.
In the corporate world, Everyone is chasing something. Everyone is searching for their interest. People are cracking skulls and stepping on toes to get what they want. When clients try to threaten Harvey into doing things that he doesn't want to do for various reasons, he sets the frame. This is important because if you let a client walk all over you one time, you are setting yourself up for failure. You set precedent, and now people would think they can do it too. This has to do with assertiveness and not being in scarcity. Even if the client threatens to leave, you will seem weak if you go above and beyond to satisfy them. You are able to do this once you set your own boundaries and work on your assertiveness. Here's a quote by Elizabeth Warren that I really like. If you don't have a seat at the table, you are probably on the menu. Like confidence, you can read all the books in the world about assertiveness, but going out and facing these situations will prepare you the most. Know yourself and know your worth. Set your boundaries and don't flinch.
A war between two brands that have the exact same product.
Win-win.
Maybe you are as good as Jessica.
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But the thing we have in common is we're never going to be bullied by any of our clients.
Number 2. Invest in yourself. We all know people who basically dress to impress, but this is crucial in jobs where your image plays a huge part.
It's funny because you should already know how to do both those things.
Ah, yeah, that's hilarious. What's that?
That's my suit guy. Go in, tell him I sent you, and spend some money.
What does it matter how much money I spend on suits?
People respond to how we're dressed, so like it or not, this is what you have to do.
It's weird. You giving me advice? Sounds like you actually care about me.
I don't. You're a reflection of me, and I absolutely care about me. So get your skinny tie out of my face and get to work.
For a lawyer, having expensive suits, cars, and other things signal that you are successful. And how do you get successful as a lawyer? You just win cases. So the material things you have kind of reflect your capacity and your capability as a lawyer. So beside that subtle message of success that Harvey gives, dressing well and keeping up with your appearance shows a sign of respect for others because it shows you put effort in and it conveys professionalism. Imagine showing up to a meeting in a wrinkled, stained suit. The message of not caring about yourself and not respecting the other party will be heard loud and clear. Warning: this doesn't mean you are not worthy if you don't have a $20,000 suit. Just dress well with what you can afford. Take care of your appearance as much as you can. And once you are able to afford comfortably these more expensive things, then you go ahead and buy them. And this doesn't mean that appearance is the only thing that matters to your image. Well, how can you improve on this appearance? Well, if you can't afford all of these clothes, go ahead, save your money and buy pieces of clothes that can all match together. That way you buy like 10 pieces of clothing, but can make like 1,000 combos. Now, if you already have money, don't shy away from investing in your appearance. It will bring you more money and boost your confidence. We are now getting into the final point of this list. Number 1. Never underestimate your opponent. This is one of the most dangerous traps someone can fall in, underestimating your opponent. If you don't realize the fact that anyone can beat you if you don't take them seriously, you will soon. That's one of the reasons why Harvey doesn't lose a lot of battles. He always takes his enemies seriously. This is the simplest rule on the list. An enemy always has a plan to outsmart you. Now, they can get lucky or maybe you did something without realizing the consequences, and now you're in a slight disadvantage. Never underestimate your opponent. A lot of things can undermine you, even if you are the smartest and the most genius person on earth. But there is a downside to this type of thinking. If you take it to an extreme, you may become paranoid and thinking everybody wants your spot. And you'll start multiple wars that you can't carry out. You will take anything and everyone seriously. One of the 48 laws of power say that a problem only grows stronger and bigger if you pay attention to it. This is why hiding in plain sight works, because you don't pay attention to your mistakes. How to improve on this topic? Just keep in mind that everyone has a chance of beating you. You can never be sure that you will come out on top. And the best way to keep this in mind is failing to understand this the first time around, losing and keeping in mind the loss. This was the final point of the list. If you enjoyed this, don't forget, like, subscribe, and comment what you want us to talk about next. I hope you enjoyed this series, and I see you in the next video.